Welcome back. This is a follow-up episode with Inger, who we met a month or so ago. And she had been recovering from bronchitis and that she got after COVID. And was hoping for some better breathing and better energy. And she's getting there. But what else can we be doing for you? Like, what have you been up to?
Well, I went kayaking on Monday. And so I can feel the strain in my neck. And I just feel overall I could deepen my breathing. Yeah, for a little bit more energy.
Okay, so breathing is better.
Breathing is a lot better.
Okay, great.
Yeah, totally. It's improved. Yeah.
But just a little bit more. So, with kayaking, there's a lot of arm motion. Funny, I went kayaking this weekend too.
Oh.
But if you're not moving so well through the ribs, your neck muscles may be taking the brunt of that. So that may be why neck muscles may be tighter with all of the turning motion. So we'll check that out. Oh wait, you mentioned one other thing.
I did. Like I noticed my balance, my vestibular, especially when I look up, I just tilt it over.
Okay, so let's check in on that first and see. So if you at home have been watching some of our videos, you'll notice sometimes I start with checking to see how a person sways and how stable they are. I'm going to have Inger do the same thing, but we're going to have her eyes closed so that we're going to be testing more of what that vestibular, the ear-based part of our balance, how that's registering. And so I'm going to stand a little bit to the side, but so close your eyes. And I'm just going to move a little bit in a couple different ways. And what I'm looking for, whoa! Okay, I guess we found something. Okay, open your eyes. I want to see. Yeah, that's way different. So yes, there is something. Okay, close your eyes again because there's two more directions. Turning, very nice. Okay, that's completely stable. And then, whoa! Okay, so let's problem solve a little bit here. Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to take you from right to left the way you lost your balance. And let's see if between the both of us we can figure out where it feels like muscles either tighten or loosen, like just something doesn't seem like it's either working too much or too little. So she gets to here, and that all seems fine, but one more little bit,
and I lose it.
It's like her right side just kind of checks out. So I think which side was more bothersome with the kayaking? Was it the right?
The right.
Okay. All right. So I think we're going to tune into the right side a little bit more. Sit and let's check the same thing. I want to rule out that it's not anything in your legs. Okay. So close your eyes again. She does not move to the right. And there's a lot to the left, so not an issue with the feet. Turning. Okay, she turns more easily to the left also. So there is something like from kind of ribs up that is just functioning differently. So even though this center, the sensory part of the vestibular system may be working, reading the tea leaves correctly, if the body's not cooperating, it still can't control your balance. All right, I'm going to let you lay down on your back and head right here.
Kara, I did you're reminding me, I did overstretch a little while ago to my left side.
Okay.
I don't know if that...
this kind of a stretch or this kind of a stretch?
This kind of a stretch over.
Well, I think that's what I'm checking right now. Okay, so I'm going to just use arm and start to turn. Okay, it gets stuck there. So also with breathing, so you may not realize with breathing, with bronchitis, with COVID, the right lung is different than the left. Oh. The right has 3 parts to it, 3 lobes, and the left has 2. So sometimes the right is a little bit more congested or just doesn't move as well. And even though the inside, that's not muscles, but if the inside's not moving, the outside's not going to move either. So we just may need to get that whole area a little more wiggly jiggly. Let's see what your left reach is. And so I'm going to take this arm and yeah, so I can see all the way down to your hip turn. Okay. And it just has a bounce to it that's quite nice. Come back to here. Yeah, there's no bounce.
I felt that.
You know what? I'm going to have you sit up and flip around the other direction just so that you can be toward the camera. And I'm going to have you on your side. And there you go. So face that way. So we're going to right side up. So let's just see. If I hold at her ribs, I'm looking for her pelvis to be able to move. That is great. And then if I hold at the rib, I'm looking for her shoulder to move. And that's a no-go. Okay, so we need to get movement from here, up to here, up to here. And so just to help do this as fast as we can, I'm just going to match up front and back, and we're just going to wiggle a little so that all these layers throughout just get some help expanding and fluffing out. And so, by the way, I introduced Inger, but I didn't introduce myself. I'm Kara, the founder of the Bridging Institute. And what we're doing right now is bridging. It's our 3-step process. We assess, which we already did, analyze, which was figuring out like how much of this is actually vestibular versus her body. And then have a game plan, and we're at it with resetting how her muscles are coordinating together. So some of this is a deeper level coordination than what we had done before. Sometimes you can only get so far in one session. And so we may have you come back a few weeks later, and is it a month or is it 2? I've forgotten.
Gosh, let me think now.
I think it's 1.
Maybe, yeah, I think it's a month too.
There we go. Okay, so you can just see for the camera, she's just getting, her overall movement is getting easier. And this seems pretty good. And I want to get that reaching motion to connect more from her shoulder to the middle of her core to the hip. So I'll be coming around to the front in just a minute. There. And I'm going to hold your arm up a little bit and drop it, and just kind of make sure that that upper part, because the lung goes all the way up on the inside of the chest. And that area in particular doesn't seem to want to move. There we go. All right, it's moving. Let's get it so it has some wiggle to it. You can drop your arm. Okay, you can feel your arm just wiggling more. There we go. So what I'm doing is just supporting all the muscles and allowing them, and then guiding them so that they can remember how to work together. Oh, well, that just got way easier.
That's fantastic.
Woo. Oh, well, that's even better. Okay, so since you kind of went there, we're just going to get this whole side so it stretches and compresses, because when one side stretches up, the other side has to shorten, and they need to do both. There. Okay, so let me recheck what we were just showing before. So this moves, and I'm holding here at the same place, and that moves. Can you tell the difference?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right. I want you to sit up, and we're going to recheck and see if we're on the right track. So the nice thing about bridging is we can check a hypothesis and do a little work and then recheck and see if it's changing, if it needs more, or if we're done. Okay, so close your eyes. Wow, how about that? Tick-tock.
Tick-tock, that's great.
Okay, so then turning was not the same. Okay, now you're still turning more to the left. So tell you what, go back down, same side. I'm going to come around to the front, just the same way that you were on your side. Okay. And so I'm going to check on the reaching part, because there's something about how everything is rotating that isn't quite balanced. So when I checked when she was on her back, I was pulling a little bit harder. Right now, it's just a more playful bounce, because I want all these little muscles in the ribs and the core to connect together and figure out how to reach forward again. There you go. Feel how that just got a lot bouncier?
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Okay. So that is probably why your neck was so tight, because this couldn't do it, and so your neck muscles took over instead. Okay, and what's nice is actually her hips started moving better as well. There. Oh gosh, that is just so nice. So since it's really quick, sit up one more time.
Okay.
We will recheck that again. And all right, close your eyes. So side to side. And you scooch over about 2 inches to you're in the crack, so it goes. Sure. Okay, so turning. Oh, well, that's much better. I just want to, we have to do something here so that's not jealous. Okay. So I'm going to move you around this way and let you come on the other side, and it'll just be a really quick tune up on the left, just to make sure it's all nice and bouncy. So we're going to check the same thing. That moves very nicely, and that moves very nicely. So let's check if we use her arm for some reaching. And so it's not quite as bouncy as the other side ended up, and I'm just going to give a little help on her ribs. And there we go. That didn't need much at all, did it?
No, but what a difference. Wow.
And give you a big stretch. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to let you sit up one more time. And terrific. We're going to recheck side to side. Oh my gosh. So what's different this time is she's actually rocking through her pelvis. So not just swaying up here, but there's like a whole rocking motion that feels really nice. And do you feel it?
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to turn again. So it's almost like through her ribs, she's able to isolate and move separately in the middle, and then the bottom, and then the top. Move here, great. And then because it was impacting your neck, I want to make sure your head moves equally. So there's left, there's right, that seems equal. And to the left, to the right, and then to the back and to the front. Great. All right, Inger, stand up and let's recheck the very first thing we did with your balance. So close your eyes. Wow. And look, you're even just going back and forth.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Fantastic. And then forward and back. Love it. Okay, that was a really great clue that you brought up. So at home, you may think some of the things that you're experiencing are actually completely separate,
right,
and that, oh, it's just another thing, like shouldn't bother with it. Well, sometimes they're all related.
I know.
So
Gosh.
That's the cool thing about bridging, is by analyzing how these pieces fit together, sometimes the puzzle becomes very clear, and they do all affect each other. So
Totally, that was such a surprise, and I didn't think about my my overstretching incident until I was laying here.
Yeah, people forget what
That
they've done. So anyway, so if you enjoyed this episode, kind of a little twist on that, where I thought we'd end up as a follow-up, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to be a guest, let me know. And if you need help after an injury, or if you had bronchitis or COVID, give us a ring, or make an appointment. We're in the northern suburbs of Chicago. Thank you, Inger.
Thumbs up for me.
All right, yay.